Could Time-Skip Luffy save Ace? So this is a weird topic I was thinking about, and the more I thought about it, the weirder it got and the more complex it got. Because I was just thinking about, what if Time-Skip Luffy just jumped in, ran the gauntlet, and just saved Ace? However, that's not how things would play out, for a couple reasons. Just a warning, what I'm doing is I'm taking only Time-Skip Luffy and dropping him inside Marineford and seeing how he will do. We'll go over Haki, we'll go over who he's fighting, and we'll see how and if he can save Ace. First, I will start with Luffy's just abilities and stuff post time skip, right? So Luffy post time skip has had a lot of power, but he didn't have to show it until Dressrosa, where he actually fought someone that required a new power, a new move in Gear 4. However, Luffy has had Gear 4 since the 2-year time skip. So basically Luffy's ability set right now is Gear 2, Gear 3, Armament Haki, Conqueror's Haki, Observation Haki, Gear 4, Snake Man, Bound Man. We're gonna discount and exclude Tank Man because that requires a lot of food, but he cannot activate that. Or if he does activate it, it will not be the full stuff version that he did against Cracker, which send him flying and breaking mountains and everything. So that really won't apply here unless he gets fed a whole bunch. And aside from just moves and abilities, he also has insane stamina and endurance. So Luffy is really tough post time skip. So now we're going to go over why this thing got really complicated, and that's really because of Haki. Because when you're bringing over a time skip character like Luffy into a war where Haki was relevant, however it was definitely not as explored and as thorough as it is when we were with Luffy. For example, there's only minor references to actual Haki usage when it comes to Smoker talking about Kuja's Haki when Boa Hancock kicked his staff, Luffy when he used the Conqueror's Haki, a couple minor moments from the Admirals when they kicked Luffy, which is inferred that they had Haki when they kicked him. So when you're bringing Luffy in, you have to give everyone that is at that war full permission to absolutely blast and use their Haki. And the reason they didn't use their Haki as crazy as they should have, or as crazy as everyone does post time skip, is obviously because of story reasons. We are in Luffy's journey. We are following Luffy's journey, Luffy and his crew. We will not know about Haki or stuff like that until Luffy finds out about it or interacts with it. Just because Luffy finds out about Conqueror's Haki or Armament Haki, it does not mean it was just created. Obviously characters like the Admirals and the higher tier captains and vice admirals and even the 7 warlords absolutely know about Haki and about the Devil Fruit Awakenings. But like I said previously, because we don't really interact with it until Luffy interacts with it, we had to wait post time skip to interact with all of these things. And why is that a problem? Well, for starters, let's see. Alright, let's just give a quick overview. You have the fodder, you have the 7 warlords, you have the pacifistas, you have Sengoku, Kizaru, Akainu, Aokiji, Garp. We also have Sentomaru, who has crazy defense. So eliminate the fodder. Let's just say Luffy drops down with Whitebeard and they both do Conqueror's Haki, or Luffy just does it by himself because Luffy knocked out 50,000 fishmen in Fishman Island. So he knocks out all the fodder, including the Whitebeard pirate fodders, because obviously Luffy's very emotional. He's not gonna waste time and just target his Haki. He's just gonna blast it and probably use it immediately to get rid of all the fodder in his way. And it leaves all the higher up Marines and the warlords. So basically it comes down to a war of the Whitebeard captains on Whitebeard and Luffy post time skip versus the warlords, the vice admirals, the admirals, the fleet admirals, and obviously Garp is the vice admiral, the pacifistas, and so forth. So it's still a pretty rough fight because the pacifistas are really tough. You can eliminate Boa from that equation because Boa will obviously fight with Luffy. So you can imagine that the war is going to go pretty much the same. You're going to have Akainu doing his underhanded things and sneaking up behind Whitebeard with this guy with Squall. However, one character can really put Luffy dead in the water. Actually, no. Multiple characters can put Luffy dead in the water almost immediately. Just because Luffy's that strong post time skip, it doesn't make him stronger than characters pre time skip, because those characters like the Admirals, like Doflamingo and so forth, were already at that level or above the level Luffy's at post time skip. Luffy can't even speed blitz to Ace Because now that we're including Haki, observation Haki is a thing. Luffy is not strong enough to take down all the admirals, even with his King Kong gun, even with his Snake Man speed, nothing. He will not be able to take down 3 admirals all at once. Especially considering Akainu, even just one of them tanked 2 hits from a pretty much dead Whitebeard. Full on quake attacks that destroyed all of Marineford. But he still lived and was able to even just walk around and almost kill Luffy and damage Jinbei. And then let's just say, for discussion's sake, Doflamingo decides to intervene with Luffy and fight Luffy full on head on. Doflamingo will require Gear 4, as we already know. There's no shocker there. The only reason Luffy got a hit off of Doflamingo before Gear 4 was because of Law and their techniques. And yes, even though Doflamingo might be a little weaker, it's only 2 years for Doflamingo, which I'm pretty sure in the arc itself in Marineford, he is already at such a high tier in power, and because he has so much experience and knows so much. And why does that put Luffy dead in the water? Because the moment Luffy uses Gear 4, that puts him 10 minutes without Haki. And unless Ivankov has a shot that can give him Haki back, or unless Haki is reliant on stamina usage or something like that to Luffy's health, he will not be able to get that back unless he wasted 10 minutes. But if he got the 10 minutes, the only way he can survive is if people protect him. Like Boa, Whitebeard, the rest of the generals, Jinbei, so forth. Crocodile's not going to protect him. So it turns out into a really messy subject, because if you incorporate a character with Haki, it really just throws off the entire battlefield, because now you got to introduce something that was kind of still foreign in that arc into full force with everyone having knowledge of it. And it's not even incorporating the rest of the admirals. Kizaru and Aokiji can also fight at full force if need be. Marco will still get handcuffed and be rendered useless by the end of it, like he did normally, because like I said, the rest of the war is almost going to play out exactly the same. And not only that, since everyone is using Haki and we have the knowledge of Haki during the war, I highly doubt Sengoku, who is Fleet Admiral at the time, is going to stand by and let Luffy either speed blitz or whatever, because the one thing Luffy is arrogant. Why do I say this? Because he continuously makes errors in his judgment and does things out of emotions and thinks he can beat everyone else just because he has Gear 4. Now you're probably thinking, why you say that? Well, guess what? When he tried to confront Big Mom, then the infamous, I'm gonna steal a line from King of Lightning here, baby shaking from Kaido.
This dude Kaido was going to baby shake the
after Luffy hammered and did a Kong organ, did an elephant gun, did a Kong gun, multiple attacks to Kaido on his dome, and Kaido depowers without a single scratch on him. And so Luffy will underestimate a lot of the Marines because he thinks he has enough power. But the thing is, there is so many characters that have overwhelming power on the Marines force that it would be nearly impossible for him to save Ace unless Garp intervenes and sides with Luffy. If Sengoku decides to go full Buddha, full power with Haki and everything against Luffy, and even while Whitebeard's busy with everything else, Luffy has no chance. Absolutely no chance. All that being said, the answer to my question if Time-Skip Luffy can save Ace, to me is still no. Because if the rest of the war still plays out, you gotta remember that Ace died because of what happened, because of what he did. He reacted to the way Akainu was provoking him, even though everyone was telling him it was a provocation. He kept trying to go at him. And what did that do? That didn't lead to anything good. We obviously know Ace died after that. Even with observation Haki, there's no way that Luffy can delay the inevitable for Ace, because at the end of the day, Ace died because of his actions. So with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know some of you are probably thinking that I was going to say yes, he can. The problem is the Marines are just too strong, and like I said before, they were already that strong before. Luffy was not even near their level. The fact that post Time-Skip Luffy even poses somewhat of a challenge, or a challenge in general, is because he finally got to near that level. And as proved multiple times, the only way Luffy can even try and fight characters like this is by using Gear 4. Tried it with Kaido, Big Mom, he did it with Doflamingo. Every big character that we know in the series that has a name, like a big antagonist, he has tried Gear 4 on. And 2 out of the 3 didn't work. Hell, it didn't even work against Katakuri for the first part until he used Snake Man. So, with all that being said, yeah, my answer is still no. Luffy cannot save Ace. Hope you guys enjoyed this type of video again. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, finish the video if you enjoyed. Make sure you guys follow me on my Twitter, and I hope you all have a great night. Bye, guys.